Much more to come here on News 4, including what are the next steps in this race and beyond.
Political analyst Jack O'Donnell is at the Pierce Arrow Museum, where Kennedy's campaign has gathered tonight. Jack, thank you for speaking with us tonight. Can you hear us, Jack?
Sure thing. Glad to be here.
Okay, great. Okay, Jack, first of all, just talk about, was this a surprise at all? Obviously, this came down very fast tonight. He declared victory, Kennedy, there at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock tonight. Was this at all a surprise to anybody?
I don't think it was a surprise to anyone that Tim Kennedy won tonight, but special elections are special elections, and anything can happen. And so I do think elections matter. It was a big thing to see Kennedy win, and he won by a lot. I think it really was a mandate tonight here in Erie County and Niagara, a big win for him.
Republican Gary Dixon put on a show out there. He was, of course, our guest here at the debate, the only debate in this race for New York 26. He was put out by the Republicans, not expecting to have a very strong performance. What do you think of the nearly 30% or so that he was able to amass in New York 26, which is a vastly, vastly Democratic district?
Look, I think Gary Dixon acquitted himself very well. For those of us who watched the debate, I think he did a very good job. The demographics were against him, but also, Kennedy was running with a record, he was running with endorsements, he was running with money, and he was running with an enrollment edge. But I do think, Gary Dixon didn't make any mistakes. He certainly didn't embarrass himself. I think he's got a future in politics in Erie County, and a lot more people will know him after tonight.
We know that there is still that slim majority for the Republicans in the House of Representatives. How does tonight's win impact, Democrats in the House?
Well, at the end of the day, this is a Democratic seat won by a Democrat, so it's not going to really change the math. But we're really day by day here in Washington, right? The Speaker is facing a motion to recommit. Democrats have said they support him, but, he's got a couple of Republicans. Speaker Johnson has a couple of Republicans who've said they will not support him. So really every vote matters. And so this vacancy, although at the end of the day it's a Democrat filling a Democratic vacancy, this makes it even closer in Washington and makes folks have to talk to each other and makes us figure out what's going to happen going forward.
Jack, as we know, Tim Kennedy has been a longtime state senator, a man who is known for being able to bring home the pork, if you will, certainly bring money and other projects back to Western New York. He's done that from Albany for more than the past decade. He has also been known to raise a tremendous amount of money during his political career. How do you think all of that translates from Albany to Washington? Not only his ability to campaign, fundraise, but also to get things done and bring those projects and that pork back to Western New York?
Well, I think that appeal, the results that Tim Kennedy delivered in the state Senate are part of why he had this overwhelming win tonight, right? I mean, I really do think that voters in Western New York have seen it, have felt it, and recognized that. And that's part of why they endorsed him to go to Washington. I think he will approach Washington with some of that same tenacity, that same sort of Western New York focus. That's going to be harder as a freshman. It's going to be harder as a Democrat who Democrats are in the minority in Washington. But I think it sets him up well for that. And I think it's that delivering that allows him to raise that money, whether that was in the Senate, whether that was for this special election, and potentially for in Congress. But it's those results that I think voters judge tonight.
All right, Jack O'Donnell, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Jack.
And we'll be right back.